Yes. Time to take care of that hangover. Headbangers and hooligans. Rolling on a Metal Monday. As always, thank you for listening. Now, I know you might see the title and think, wow, really? 17 random thoughts? Well, it's the end of the year. With next Monday being Christmas. This is the last Metal Monday of the year, yeah. Probably won't have any shows next week. It's Christmas time. It's all about the kids, you know. But, I've already talked about everything, right? What was good, shit I hated, top 10 this, top 10 that, all that. It's all been done. And so what I did, took a paper and a pen, and whatever popped into my mind, I wrote it down. And at least everything that I came up with is connected to metal. And so that's what I did. 17 random thoughts. Doesn't sound exciting, but it will be. Because I talk about cool stuff. Sometimes. Alright, first thing. I still miss Odorous. I know that's not really like a giant news flash. But yesterday on YouTube, going through old videos, listening to some of the old songs. And that's so unique. That voice. I miss it. One of a kind. We'll never get anything like that again. And it's my dad. So, obviously, I'm going to miss my dad. Number 2. Lothar. I can't fucking stress this enough. Well, actually, I'd probably beat it over the head like a dead horse, but the job that he's done filling in for Odors, I don't know what they're going to do from here. As far as, I don't know if they're going to, how many more albums they're going to record, but what an amazing fucking job replacing Odorous. And his vocal performance on The Blood of Gods was awesome, and he sounds good live. If you get a chance, get on YouTube, go listen to Gore, any of their recent performances. He sounds awesome. And to replace the guy that he's replacing, the backbone of the band, couldn't have picked a better person. The old beefcake, it made sense. Number 3. I've talked about this before, but the the oversaturation. There are too many death metal bands. There really are. Yesterday, on YouTube, of course, I typed in death metal, and I said, favorite new death metal albums of 2017. That's what I typed in. Literally, the first 10, whatever you want to call it, first 10 videos. Each one had like 50 bands. My favorite 50 death metal albums of 2017. 10 different videos. They all had 50 different bands listed. I mean, I'm sure there was a few of the videos that crossed over. It just doesn't end. And I get it. As you know, I'm kind of a newbie to the whole death metal thing. I don't like a lot of it, and I'm not hating on it. But you have to agree with me, even if you're a hardcore death metal fan, too many bands. I clicked on the one video, I got through 7 of the songs. They literally all sound the same. They got all the crazy fucking names and the crazy song titles. Just too many. This is my opinion. Remember, random thoughts here. Number 4, Banger TV. First off, I love that channel. It's a great channel. Sam Dunn. He's like the godfather of heavy metal. I mean, that's kind of how I see him. I don't hate the new guys and Sarah. Disagreed with her review of Cannibal Corpse, but I'm not going to hold that against her. And the comedian guy, I like his reviews. And is it Bradley? Is his name? He's like the hardcore vegan kid or whatever, and I don't hate him. But they've also changed the format. They're not going as in depth before. They're shortening the videos for whatever reason. Something to do with losing interest because they're too long. I like the in-depth reviews. They play parts of the songs. They do stuff that I can't because they have more money. And they can pay for the copyrights to play those songs. Anyway, I like the in-depth format. I think that's really good. It's just these reviewers lately. It's like they're trying to outdo each other with like trying to be funny. Nothing wrong with that. I like funny. I like comedy. I try to be funny sometimes. Some people probably don't find me funny, and that's okay. But it's like they're trying to outdo each other, and I even wrote this yesterday or on Friday. Asking Alexandria, really? On Banger? It's a metal channel. There's nothing wrong with, talk kind of going out of the boundaries a little bit, but asking Alexandria, fuck that. And I even, like I said, I wrote on there, this is getting fucking ridiculous. Still love the channel. I don't know, I just want to see him get back doing reviews and just kind of doing the reviews and trying, to, like, I'm going to be more funnier than you in my review. So, it's just more me bitching, I think, than anything else. But, yeah, that's a shocker. Number 5, the Loudwire Awards. Not going to get into that. I bitched about it enough. But the reason I wrote it down here, metal music has changed, and I'm having a hard time grasping that. The bands that I love are all my age now. Iron Maiden's in their 60s, and the Book of Souls, I'm not gonna lie, it's okay, but I didn't go crazy over it, and I love Iron Maiden, I really do, but it didn't feel like the Iron Maiden that I love. I know it had all the long 10, 11 minute songs. It just doesn't feel the same to me. But it's either death metal or like that band that sang the song Roots. I forget the name of the band with the woman singer that was terrible. She was out of breath and was singing really fucking weird. It's changed. And I am that old guy now, because when I was a teenager in the 80s, and I remember the older people that were 20, 30 years older than me, oh, this butt rock shit sucks. Fuck Iron Maiden. Classic rock is the best with Kansas and Boston and Styx. And, I was like, oh, whatever. You're a bunch of grumpy old men that can't stand new shit. I've turned into that guy, unfortunately. And number 6 is kind of the same thing. I'm piggybacking what I just talked about. I'm officially old school. Not that that's a real fucking shock or anything. Number 7, kind of on the same lines here. I miss headbangers-ball. I miss MTV. MTV's a fucking joke now because of the teenage reality show shit stuff that it's turned into. They don't even play fucking music videos, right? VH1 does. But Headbangers-Ball back in the day, Saturday nights, 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. in the morning for 3 hours. I would stay home. I wasn't going out and partying and trying to meet girls. I sat at home and I watched videos because they were awesome. Faster Pussycat, then Megadeth, then Britney Fox, then Death Angel. It was so fucking crazy. Even Gore was on there. I think it was like in 89 or 90. I can't remember, but just missed that. I even miss Ricky Rackman. He's a fucking tool and annoying, but I just miss that show. I really do. Number 8, back to Gore again. It always comes back to Gore, don't it? They're the toughest band on the planet. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a total fanboy. The people that they've lost, like the backbone of the band, Dave Brockie, Odorous, and then of course Corey Smoot, Flatus, and then they retire that character. And then on top of it, Mike Dirks, a.k.a. Ballsack, he's got cancer. Yet they still keep going, put out a new album. He still keeps touring, knowing that he has to have a transplant to live. They gave him like 5 years to live. That's a lot of baggage. That's a lot of shit to go through. They keep going. They're still awesome in all their interviews. Their live performances are still, their live show is still one of the fucking best on the planet. Been doing it for over 30 years. I gave them the Lifetime Achievement Award. Yeah, shocker, right? But they deserved it. They really did. You'd think after doing this podcast for over a year and a half that I would learn to shut my phone off. No one ever accused me of being smart. Anyway, Gore. Just, like I said, they deserve that award. And who knows? I don't know how long they're going to keep going. I know they're still touring right now, and I don't know how long their tour is throughout next year. I don't know how many albums they have left in them. So, the Blood of Gods, for me, I'm going to savor that bad boy. Number 9. This is a strange one for me. My son is not a headbanger. He's not a mediocre guitarist like me. He's better. He actually is taking jazz lessons. And he's learning music theory and learning how to read music. He blows my mind. He's not the normal 15-year-old kid. He's definitely not the 15-year-old kid I was. I just discovered Iron Maiden. He likes some metal, but he listened to everything. He is so more open to music than I am, and I'm proud of him for that. He's like me in some things. Okay, he's got a unique sense of humor. He's his own person, but when it comes to music, we're totally different. But that's okay. Number 10, new band, Power Trip. I really like them. They're a newer band to me. Nightmare Logic, great album. And it's kind of ironic. Why do I like them? Because they're a newer band that sounds like an older band, like a band that came from the 80s. So, once again, it goes back to that old school mentality. I don't think I'm getting away from that. Number 11, Pallbearer. Now that is a different band for me, especially. Power Trip, I love thrash, so it makes sense that I would like a band that kind of reminds me of 80s thrash. Pallbearer is different than any metal band that I've ever listened to. I like the singer and the slow, heavy songs. first time I listened to it, I didn't really like it. And for some reason, I don't know why, I played it again. And then I was like, you know what? I kind of like this. You know, they mix in some melody with the heaviness. Really slow for me, and that's okay. That's my change of pace. But I really like the singer. And what do you know? Maybe that's my son rubbing off on me, trying new things. That's not a bad thing either. Number 12, Suicide Silence. That new album really was terrible. Not a huge Suicide Silence fan, and I'm not ripping on any of the fans that are fans of the band, but who's left? Especially after finding out that the lead singer, Eddie Hermida, is a piece of shit. Shocker. But that song, Doors, it was so awful in so many ways. And you know, when I was talking about the things that sucked in 2017 last week, and I mentioned Suicide Silence trying to revive Korn, you know, the kind of going for that new metal sound, didn't work. Bad move. Really bad move. Yeah, that song, that little noise that he made, that's gonna hard to come back. It's gonna be hard to come back from that. As far as the band musically, he ain't gonna recover from him being a sick, demented, sexual fucking predator. Suicide Silence, pretty bad days for that band. Number 13, I Feel Guilty for being kind of new school, and I bought the digital version of The Blood of Gods. I didn't buy the album. I wanted it. The morning was like 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, I woke up early that day, and I bought it, downloaded it immediately into my computer, and I was listening to it at the time and enjoying every second of it, realizing, first time I've ever done that. What is wrong with me? Because all the time, but you know what? At least I bought it, and because all these bands that I talk about, I always say, hey, listen to it, go out and buy their shit. So if you're buying the digital copy, or the digital form of the album, not buying the physical copy of the album itself, that's okay because you're still buying it. But wow, it did feel weird to not have the album itself while I'm listening to it, because that was always a big deal to me in the past. You get the new CD and you take it out and you put it in the CD player, especially with Gore, because they always have neat pictures and they got all, I can read all their fucked up lyrics. That's the beauty of owning a Gore CD. I didn't have it this time. It was a different experience. Still don't know how I feel about that. Not really good. Or I guess I wouldn't be talking about it. And for the first time, Steel-Panther. I'm worried about Steel-Panther. And I know I've mentioned this before, but it can't be overstated. At least for me anyways. How can they keep going here? Right? I will never get tired of them. I think that's been established. I will always enjoy the fucked up songs and them being a parody of an 80s glam band, because I like glam metal. I do. And I don't feel bad for saying that. I love Faster Pussycat. You know that. It's in my top 50 of all time. But it's kind of a one-trick pony, right? And it was going pretty good, but Lower the Bar, it's not a good album. Yeah, the fucked up lyrics are still there, and Satchel still shreds on guitar. They're great musicians. There's not memorable songs on there. Feel the Steel, Balls Out. They have hooks, songs that you remember. Even with the fucked up lyrics, you want to sing the song. We just don't have that on Lower the Bar. And I'm just wondering, has it flamed out? Are people tired of them? We'll see. Probably not, because I'm hoping we get another album. I'm hoping next year. I know that'd be pretty fast for them, but yeah, just a disappointing album all around. Here's a little surprise nugget. Well, it's not surprise, just something different. I still like Bringer of Blood from 6 Feet Under. It's the first death metal album that I listened to that I really enjoyed, and that still hasn't changed. I believe it was on Saturday. I don't own it, not gonna lie, didn't buy it. I probably should. I kind of need to call myself out for that. If I'm gonna bitch about everybody else buying music, I need to do the same thing. I still like that album. I can listen to all the songs and enjoy listening to them. And I'm glad I did. Because of them. And I should say Chris Barnes too. Because his singing style on that album. And I know, listen, a lot of people love Chris Barnes. A lot of people hate him. I get it. But for that album, for me, that's why I loved it. It's like, wow, I can actually fucking understand what he's saying. And he's still singing, fucked up shit, but it's cool. And the songs are catchy. And what do they call it? They call it death and roll. That's fine with me. I'll take that. And I'll definitely take that over their cover songs. And this is kind of a two-part thing. I mean, because it's still Chris Barnes. 6 Feet Under and cover songs, that needs to fucking stop. Him singing AC/DC is just fucking terrible. I loved the Cookie Monster as a kid. I really do. But he just shouldn't be singing Iron Maiden. The AC/DC shit. It is the one. It's just horrific. Bringer of Blood's awesome though, and I love it. And that still hasn't changed. The ending guitar solo in the song Heartbreaker. Yes, I went from 6 Feet Under to Pat Benatar, because that's what I do, is still in my top 5 solos of all time. Neil Giraldo is a fucking shredder. Especially to death metal fans and deathcore and thrash fans, they'd be like, Pat Benatar, really? I'm telling you though, he absolutely kills it. And I love Heartbreaker, and I'm a Pat Benatar fan, and I'm probably a fanboy, so I can't be totally objective. But that solo, I'm telling you, you won't hear a better solo. And that thing's like 30 years old now. There's a lot of metal guitar solos that don't have the balls that solo does. And if you haven't heard it, you're a younger listener, I'm telling you, go to YouTube, click on Heartbreaker by Benatar, and listen to that solo at the end, and tell me that don't at least make you semi-erect. Maybe. Alright, and 17, my 17th and final random thought, Dying Fetus. Their guitar riffs are some of the greatest metal guitar riffs ever recorded on all their albums. And this is coming from the death metal newbie. There is no denying that. Gallagher just absolutely comes up with some of the most punishing guitar riffs I've ever heard. And I'll never be a fan of those vocals. You've heard me say that over and over, but there's no denying the talent. The whole band, but as a guitarist and as a person that appreciates talented guitarists, fuck yeah, he kills it. And there you go. 17 random thoughts. I know, sounds like a boring title, but once you get into the meat of the show, not bad, right? And that's the final Metal Monday of 2017. 2018. I can't believe it's here. Well, almost here. A couple weeks. Alright, you know how to do this. Take it easy, and if it's easy, take it twice. Goodbye, hangover.